Maple Street was the kind of place where everyone knew everyone. The lawns were neatly trimmed, the mailboxes freshly painted, and the sound of children's laughter often filled the air. Nothing bad ever happened there until the night of October 12th, at exactly 8:17 p.m. The power went out across the neighborhood. It lasted only for minutes, but when the lights flickered back on, Toby Walters, a 12-year-old boy from number 14, was gone. His mother, Mrs. Walters, screamed his name so loudly that neighbors poured out of their homes. The police arrived within 20 minutes, combing every inch of the street. Toby's bike was found toppled near the corner lamppost, its back wheel still spinning. No footprints, no tire marks, no sound. Just silence and the faint smell of rain in the air. Detective Hannah Reed was assigned to the case. She was new to the town, sharp-minded, and known for her attention to the smallest details. She questioned every family on Maple Street, from the elderly couple at number 3 to the teen twins at number 20. Everyone said the same thing. The lights went out, and when they came back, Toby was gone. No one saw a car. No one heard a scream. It was as if the boy had been erased from existence. Later that night, Hannah examined the area near the lamppost. That's when she noticed something unusual, a small metal disc, half buried in the dirt. It looked like a coin, but glowed faintly blue when she touched it. She slipped it into an evidence bag. Back at the station, she asked the technician to analyze the object. The results baffled everyone. It wasn't made of any metal they could identify. Even stranger, it emitted a low-frequency hum, like a pulse. Meanwhile, Maple Street began to change. Residents claimed to see shadows moving on their walls, even when no one was there. Dogs barked at empty corners. One woman swore she heard Toby's voice calling her name through her baby monitor. 3 days passed with no leads. On the 4th, the power went out again exactly at 8:17 p.m. When it returned, another person was gone. This time, it was Mr. Harrison, the retired postman who lived at number 9. Detective Reed's heart raced. She ran to the scene, her flashlight beam slicing through the fog. Mr. Harrison's front door was open, his dinner still steaming on the table, and on his doorstep, half buried again, was another glowing disc. This time, it was slightly larger and faintly pulsing, like a heartbeat. Something was terribly wrong with Maple Street, and Detective Reed knew one thing for sure. This wasn't an ordinary disappearance. It was just beginning. Detective Reed didn't sleep for 2 days. The disappearances had the entire town terrified. Some families packed their bags and left. Others stayed, locking doors and windows before sunset. Reed studied the pattern. Both disappearances happened during a brief power outage. Both left behind the same strange metallic discs. Coincidence? Impossible. She reached out to a physicist from the nearby university, Dr. Elliot Grange, who specialized in electromagnetic anomalies. When he saw the discs, his face went pale. "These aren't from here," he said quietly. "The material isn't terrestrial. It's something I've only seen in classified research. If these are real, someone or something is experimenting with time or dimensional energy." Reed frowned. "You're saying someone's taking people using what? Teleportation?" Grange hesitated. "Maybe not taking, maybe shifting." That night, she returned to Maple Street. The air was thick and heavy, and she felt as if the street itself were holding its breath. She visited Mrs. Walters, who hadn't left her son's room since his disappearance. The woman's eyes were hollow. "He's still here," she whispered. "I can feel him. Sometimes, at night, I see his shadow on the wall. He's trying to come back." Reed set up motion sensors and cameras along the street. At exactly 8:17 p.m., the lights flickered again. Every camera went dead. For minutes, Maple Street plunged into complete darkness. When the power returned, the footage showed something extraordinary, a shimmering figure, like a human shape made of static, standing near the lamppost. Then it vanished. Dr. Grange analyzed the video frame by frame. "That's a phase echo," he explained. It means Toby's molecular structure is trapped between dimensions. These disks, they might be anchors. Reed's eyes widened. So if we find all the disks, we might bring them back. Grange nodded. If we can reverse the frequency. They searched every yard, every drain, every inch of Maple Street. By midnight, they had found 6 disks, all glowing faintly blue. The hum between them synchronized like a rhythm, a code. Then, suddenly, the lights flickered again. This time, instead of fear, Reed felt determination. She held onto one of the discs tightly. For a split second, she felt her surroundings shift. Her breath caught in her throat and she saw it. A mirror world, shadowy and distorted, with faint outlines of people screaming silently. She saw Toby. She saw Mr. Harrison. And behind them, a dark figure reaching out. Then everything went black. When Reed woke, she was lying in the middle of Maple Street, trembling. The discs were gone, and standing above her was Dr. Grange's eyes glowing faintly blue. Reed staggered to her feet, dizzy and disoriented. Dr. Grange, what happened? He smiled faintly. You've seen it now. You understand. The other side. She whispered. The mirror realm, he said. An experiment gone wrong long before you ever came here. Maple Street was built over a rift in space-time. The discs are stabilizers, keeping the rift sealed. But the more you disturb them, he trailed off, his expression darkening, the more it opens. Reed's hand went to her holster. You knew this. I created it, Grange said simply. Toby and the others, they were pulled in when the rift flared. But now that it's open again, we can bring them back, or join them. Before she could react, the streetlights exploded. A wave of blue light rippled through the air, distorting everything. Houses bent like reflections on water. Reed saw glimpses of faces, neighbors, children, all trapped. Reaching out through invisible glass, Grange raised a disc. The key is resonance, he said. Match the frequency, and the barrier breaks. Reed lunged forward, knocking the disc from his hand. It rolled across the street, humming violently. You'll destroy everything, she shouted. Or free them, he hissed. The air tore open like fabric. Through the rip, she saw Toby's terrified face, and behind him, a monstrous silhouette, an endless black shape with countless eyes. Reed didn't think. She grabbed the disc and pressed it against her chest, sensing it with her heartbeat. The hum grew louder, deafening until the entire street glowed blue. Then silence. When the light faded, Maple Street looked normal again. The air was calm. The sky was clear. But Dr. Grange was gone. So was the rift. So were the discs. A few days later, Reed visited Mrs. Walters. Toby was sitting on the porch, alive, dazed, but safe. He looked up at her and said softly, There's still someone there, calling for you. Reed froze. Who? Toby's eyes glowed faintly blue. The man in the dark. That night, as she drove away, the streetlights flickered once more at exactly 8:17 p.m., and from the corner lamppost, a faint blue glow returned. Would you like me to make a short version, around 150 words each, for your YouTube video script narration next? That'll fit your thumbnail text and pacing better.